What is the best way to lose weight? The best way to lose weight is to slowly lose fat weight while building muscle. If you don't prioritize building muscle but cut back on your calories, you'll have the worst experience with becoming skinny fat, and that doesn't look good on anyone. Yes, you have to cut back on your calories a bit, but the calories you do eat should be focused on a higher concentration of protein for your macros: protein, carbs, fat. If you're brand new and have no idea what you're doing, look into YouTube videos that talk about starting weightlifting for beginners, or weightlifting for fat loss. Good luck! Cut your calories, which most likely will be the carbohydrates. If you take in about 300-400 carbs a day, lower it to 100-200. You do not need 300-400 grams of carbs a day. 99.9% of you are average gym goers. It's Reddit, not bodybuilders or physique specialists. Plus, most of the carbs you eat are garbage anyways, so why not limit them? Keep your proteins and fats the same though. These are much more important for your body. Edit also, make sure you are getting sufficient sleep. If you don't get sufficient sleep, it will stagnate you even if you are on a healthy diet. Everyone here says, eat less, exercise more, which is great advice in theory, but in my opinion, that's hard to sustain. Start by just changing what you eat and making it healthier options. Instead of going for sweets, go for fruits and vegetables, for example. Start there and then worry about a calorie deficit later. Exercise is definitely great, but a lot of people don't realize as you can't exercise away a bad diet. There's also a lot of proven science that has shown dietary changes are much more effective than just simply exercising. So if you have to pick one dietary changes, besides the obvious smart-ass answers, the best method to actually eat less and burn more calories are: 1. Stop eating in between meals. 2. Focus on getting as much protein and fiber as possible so you don't feel hungry all day. 3. Lift weights. Not obsessively like a bodybuilder, but having some muscle mass will help you burn more calories. And finally, my secret to how I lost over 100 pounds. Long walks daily. If you have the time, walking for 2-3 hours every day is how I dropped a ton of weight without really changing my diet all that much at first. If you're struggling to make sure you have calorie deficits through diet and exercise, you may want to consider a semaglutide drug. Semaglutide, Wegovy, Ozempic has been making waves in effective weight loss. Sure, it's not without side effects for some people, as with many things out there, but the majority of the results are promising. Essentially, it targets GLP-1 receptors in your brain and helps to regulate your appetite and how much you eat. The main trouble seems to be getting it approved with prior authorization from the primary care though. Walk, put your earphones in and listen to some music or audiobooks and walk for 45 minutes. I started walking to and from the gym. Once you feel ready, you start weight training. I use the PPL method: push, pull, legs. Once you plateau, you add some creatine and other supplements. I just cut out bread, sugar and carbonated drinks. I'm a thirsty man, so I switched to whiskey and water instead of whiskey and Coke. Also, take weekly photos of your progress. After 6-8 weeks you can look at a slideshow for extra motivation. 1. Liposuction. 2. Bariatric surgery. 3. Fasting. 4. Keto diet. Caloric deficit model is outdated as it doesn't account for hormonal functions. It was replaced by the hormonal model many years ago. For example, a person eating 1000 calories in excess of his normal maintenance level will lose weight instead of gaining if his thyroxine is elevated above normal. Likewise, eating 1000 calories less than normal maintenance level will not result in weight loss and may cause weight gain if insulin is elevated above normal. My friend lost 80 pounds in 7 months just not eating after 8 or before 2. He said the first week was the hardest, but after that it got easy. Said he drank water whenever he craved a snack. He did exercise more, mostly walking, but the more he lost the better he felt, and now bought himself a universal gym and a treadmill. Hadn't seen him in a year, but last time I golfed with him about 2 months ago he looked awesome. Had probably lost 120 pounds. He was closer to 300 before and is only 5'9". Calories have nothing to do with weight gain or loss. It's the sugar and processed carbs that's killing us. Cut that off, add some exercise to maintain muscle and you're good to go. Also look up some videos about OMAD. And let your friends and family know how serious you are about losing weight. They have to be there for you and don't accidentally tempt you with sugary stuff while you're trying to get off it, because it is a drug and you need time to get clear of it, and it's not that easy at first. Eating nutritious foods at maintenance while lifting heavy weights and doing low impact cardio like walking or bike riding. Eating a caloric deficit is fine for people who are willing to lose muscle mass, but that's really bad for you long term. It will go much slower eating at maintenance, but if you keep up a solid weightlifting program you will lose pant sizes guaranteed, and the point is to be slimmer. You asked for best and that is 100 guarantee the best way. 3 balanced meals a day, no snacking unless it's raw veggies, no booze or sugary drinks, and don't eat anything for a few hours before bedtime. Then, work out at least 3 times a week until you break a sweat, and then keep going for 15 more minutes. That's it. It's hard, you will feel like you're starving, you will get sick of the workout after a couple of years. The time it takes to break a sweat gets longer over time, but it works like a charm. Only eating your favorite foods but small amounts of it. I love Belgian fries with mayo, but don't get to eat them often since I don't live in Belgium. I went to Belgium for a month and had them twice a day every day. I was expecting to gain weight, but since they're so filling and I was so satisfied, I ate a lot less than I thought I would. No in between meals, and no big portions of fries. I turned out to have lost weight. Start with 3-day dry fast, 3-day water fast, then break fast with lemon water juices, cold pressed or juice never pre-packaged from grocery store. Work way up to water dense fruits, melons, oranges, berries, a big salad, nothing processed, no meat, dairy or eggs. For dressing I use lemon juice with black pepper. Do this monthly. You adopt my diet. I eat a whole food plant-based diet, high raw. I have understood one thing that works most for me is finding the problem are the most calorie-dense things you take a day and start making changes with those. For example, I normally eat okay but my problem is sweets. If there is chocolate, any other sweet around, I will eat it. Also, I tend to snack late at night. These late night snacks per 500-800 calories each and do the most harm. I have understood one thing that works most for me is finding the problem are the most calorie-dense things you take a day and start making changes with those. For example, I normally eat okay but my problem is sweets. If there is chocolate, any other sweet around, I will eat it. Also, I tend to snack late at night. These late night snacks per 500-800 calories each and do the most harm. Caloric deficit. I'm not working out at the moment and I'm down nearly 40 pounds in 3 months. I'm not good at tracking my calories macros, so I just fast most of the day. I go to work in the morning, get out in the late afternoon and eat nothing. I get home, eat one big meal and call it a day. If I slip up and eat at work, I only have a cappuccino and a small snack when I get home. It just works. 1. Skip breakfasts, just have an instant coffee. 2. Calorie in, calorie out, Chico, is a mathematically proven way to lose weight. The laws of physics will not allow you to maintain or gain weight if you do not consume it. 3. Jog for 10 or 20 minutes a night consistently. 4. Eat a large carrot 15 minutes before dinner so you're full by the time you start eating dinner so you don't have seconds. Cut out bad fats, add in good ones, cut out sugar and excess carbs, eat more veg and clean protein. 35 pounds or so overweight, shooting for desired body weight. Caloric intake. Full body weight lifting with a mile heat run at the end. On non-lifting days run 2-3 miles heat. After a month focus on building muscle groups with the heat. You'll drop weight fast unless there's a medical condition. Eat less, move more. Figure out your TD and maintain a 500-1000 calorie deficit. Also, lifting weights is better for weight loss than cardio. Don't neglect cardio, but that only burns calories while you're doing it. Good for stamina and vascular strength, but muscles take an astounding amount of energy and nutrients to maintain, so you'll get a long-term passive burn of calories. Ultimately it is a caloric deficit, but there are important details. Highly processed foods make you more hungry. Fructose drinks, smoothies included trigger a pathway in the body to store fat. Ultimately you want to eat and drink in a way that makes you less hungry and have more energy. I like intermittent fasting because I find it easier to control my hunger and not overeat. 1. Go here. 2. Be honest. 3. Take time to calculate the caloric content of everything you eat. 4. Maybe create a meal plan for each week based on common enjoyed meals, so it's easier to have a known calorie amount without having to plan out the whole day every single day. My best advice: stop drinking calories. Stick with water, coffee and tea. Thirsty? Water. No fizzy syrup shit, it will not quench your thirst as well as water, but it will set you back. It's not that you can't have a glass of juice with breakfast, but tell yourself that this is a treat, and make yourself really enjoy it and chew big glasses of water with every meal. It's whatever works best for you, and that's different for everyone. As a rule of thumb though, you need to work out why you overeat in the first place and fix that. Disordered eating? Emotional eating? Boredom, habit, lack of time, energy to make healthy choices? Too many calories from alcohol? Once you pinpoint the problem, it's a lot easier to make changes. The best way to lose weight is to desperately want it. Most people just don't want it that much. If you're single and you truly believe you'll die alone unless you look better, you will lose weight. There's a million ways to do it, you just have to want it. This is my current problem. I'd really like to look thinner, but if I'm honest, I don't want it enough. Discipline. Water. Changing habits and creating a calorific deficit by burning off more than you input, be it diet changes, exercise, or whatever means to burn, is fairly simple to do. It really just takes discipline and motivation. Turn shitty foods into every now and again treats. Like once a week. Alcohol is your worst enemy. Intermittent fasting and 3x weekly intentional exercise. Doesn't even have to be all that extreme, you just have to get yourself moving. Basically just a bit more of a day-to-day program of the calories in calories out talk going on in the thread that works for me. I've never been overweight in my life. Skinny frame with muscle, I love it. Strength train. Muscle requires more energy than fat. It's slow and methodical. Heads up, muscle also weighs more, so you don't really lose much weight but you become thinner, which is usually the goal. Added muscle is denser. It weighs more by volume. That should have been implied, but I guess some people don't understand context.